There's always what's called an ugly middle to every painting.
Give me the mic.
Okay.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. We have a full day of artists, art, go around town and paint different shops. Welcome.
But let me explain that a little bit better. I have been going around to coffee shops and cafes lately to do a little watercolor and then gift it to the owner. So today we're going to do a little behind the scenes on what that looks like. And I usually like to batch my content, so we're going to do 3 of them today. It just makes it a little bit easier sometimes when we're out and about somewhere to just go to a few places. And then usually I'll just spread those reels out. So first we are going to Claypot Coffee House, and it's a Malaysian cafe. I'm so excited to go because we went on a trip to Malaysia last year. Half of my family lives there, and I love Teh Tarik, and I messaged them on Instagram to see if they had that, and they said they did. So I'm super excited for that. And then after that, we're going to go to Mocha Nut Coffee, which is one I've been to, but I have not painted there yet, and I love their coffee. And finally, after we go home and eat lunch for a bit, we're going to go to a dessert shop called Hi Mango. It just opened a few weeks ago, and if you've been watching my videos, you know that I've mentioned that I love mango, and it's my absolute favorite fruit. And I'm just going to take you along behind the scenes to show you what it's like to do these cafe paintings.
And as Emily does her paintings, I will be asking her a few questions. That was a big bump. I'll be asking her a few questions about painting and artist life and all that. So stay tuned for that. So let's go.
Okay, so I got the strawberry waffle and I got the Teh Tarik. Very excited about that one. And then we got the egg roti, which I'm hoping it's like the roti canai that we had in Malaysia, but we'll see how it is. So the roti egg is like this bread. It's kind of like a flat bread type thing. I'll show it to you once we get it. In Malaysia, a lot of people eat roti canai for breakfast, so it's really cool that they have a cafe like this here in Indy. There's just not a lot of Malaysian food here, so I'm really excited to try it out.
All right, first question we have. How long have you been doing these cafe paintings?
So I think the first one I did was at the Cake Bake Shop when we went down to Orlando. That was towards the end of January of 2025. So really I've only been doing it for February, March, April, May, about 4 months now. But yeah, that was really the first one, and just kind of sparked this interest in doing these for me. I found a lot of joy sitting in a cafe just painting what I was eating, and I was like, I want to start doing more of these, and it just seemed to I don't know, get other people excited to go visit that place that I was painting at. And I was like, wow, this could be a series. So yeah, 4 months ago was the first time I started doing these, and I've just kept doing them ever since. Thank you. So excited. So we've got the roti canai, we've got the little dipping sauce here, and we've got Teh Tarik and your iced tea. So let's give it a try. So good. It's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like, if you've had Thai tea, it's kind of like that, but more mild, I would say. Like it's a cross maybe between coffee and tea. Definitely less of a punch than coffee, but it's so good, comforting. Try a little bit of the roti. Just dip it in. It's really good.
How do you frame your paintings?
How do I frame them, like the composition?
Yeah.
I like to have them, if they're like on, mostly if they're like on a round plate, I like to have it go off the page a little bit. I'm starting to paint the edge of the waffle and I'm leaving the side of it off. One, it helps me not worry about making it too symmetrical, but also I think it just makes you feel like you're there a little bit more when it's not so symmetrical on the page, if that makes sense. So I like to, yeah, just make it go off the page a little bit and kind of give it a little bit of a homey feel.
All right, next question is why do you do these paintings? What do you get out of it?
So I do these paintings not necessarily for money because these places don't pay me to come here and I'm not selling the paintings. Oftentimes I gift the final painting to the owner. This is one kind of more of a passion project. It's something I just really love to do. I love seeing the joy on the owners' faces when I give them the painting, but it's also a marketing tactic for me. So I make social media videos from these to one, promote that coffee shop or cafe, but also in hopes that people enjoy watching the process and also share that video on their stories or with friends. So it's just mostly a marketing tactic for me. There's always what's called an ugly middle to every painting. And so especially when I do plein air paintings like this, and if you don't know what plein air is, that means that you're just painting live anywhere. So these cafe paintings are considered plein air. But those can be extra stressful because in studio paintings, I can always walk away from it, you know, revisit it at a different time. When I'm doing plein air, I like to finish it on site. And so the middle can be a little stressful because with watercolor, sometimes you don't know where it's going. You're like painting it and it doesn't look right. And so I'm always like, should I quit? Should I start over? And I have done that before. I have, quit paintings. So it's okay to do that. But yeah, I always just like to finish on site. And so a tip that I would say with doing these is to keep going and give yourself a chance to fix it. And it can be easy to overwork watercolor, but usually it does end up going well. So my tip is to just keep at it and see how it turns out in the end. That's what I'm going to keep doing. I feel like we're exiting the ugly stage, and so it's always a relieving feeling once I feel like I'm over that hump and it's starting to come together. There are certain parts of paintings that always feel like they pull the paint together. So like for me, I think that's shadows. And so adding in the shadows of the waffle holes really helped. Before it was kind of looking really flat and I was like getting a little stressed. But yeah, like I said, it's always best to keep going. I've got a little bit more touching up to do. I'm gonna do this plate. It's a little like grayish blue. And then I like to, at the very end, take my little tiny brush and just do some fine lines. And that really helps it tie together.
All right, the final question for Clay Pot Coffee House is, how do you know when a painting is done? What's kind of like saying like, I am done with this, I'm not going to add any more? Because you keep adding detail. Well, what's kind of your signal to say, this is done, I'm finished?
It's hard to answer because I feel like I can always keep going. I like to make sure I have a balance of having a complete painting but not overworking it. And so I feel like it's complete once the coloring looks right to me. And so like food and pastries can be kind of hard to paint sometimes because they have this like orangey tint to them, but you don't want to overwork that tint or else it'll look too dark. And so I think the biggest indicator for when a painting is done is when the coloring's right, when the painting as a whole looks balanced out, so the composition looks good, and once I've got my fine lines in there, it's when it's done. But there's some paintings I could keep going forever, but I just need to make myself stop. Okay, I am all done and I think it turned out really cute. Here's the side by side. I think it looks good and I'm really happy with it. So my favorite part of this whole process is to go give it to the owner. So sometimes they're here, sometimes they're not. And if they're not, usually I just give it to one of the workers and they will hand deliver it to the owner. So we're gonna go do that. Let's go. Oh, yeah, that'd be great. I did a little painting of my food. I wanted to gift this to you. I just did it today.
So cute.
Thank you.
So cute.
Okay, so I finally got to eat some of this waffle and it's amazing. I can't wait to come back. And it was so fun to give the owner the painting. She loved it and it's so fulfilling to see the joy of painting something familiar to them. So we are going to move on to the next place. We're going to Mocha Nut Coffee, which is just maybe 5 minutes from here. And let's get going. Okay, so I'm glad we checked the Instagram of Mocha Nut because they are actually closed today. So we are going to pick another place. It's called Runway 19 and it's in Greenwood, Indiana. So still just about 8 minutes from here, but let's go ahead and try that one out. I've also never been there, so I think that would be a good new coffee place to try. So what did you think of the Tay Tart?
Tay Tart was good. My lemon tea was actually good as well. The egg roti, that was good. Reminded me of our trip to Malaysia, which was exactly exactly a year ago when we were actually visiting the place in Malaysia, like the little cafe.
Could I do a blueberry cheesecake muffin, and then could I just do like a regular house coffee with cream in a mug?
All right, we just made it to Runway 19 Coffee House, Greenwood, Indiana. Emily, what is on the painting canvas today?
So I didn't really want to paint a latte because I've been painting a lot of those lately. So I chose to grab a muffin and just a regular house coffee. So I wanted to concentrate mostly on the mug and the muffin. So I'm going to show you what that setup looks like and we're going to get started.
All right, next question is how long does it take you to do the sketch compared to the actual painting in watercolor part of it?
It depends for every painting. Some sketches take almost as much time as a painting. So if it's a complicated thing, so sometimes when I'm painting architecture, the sketch takes just as long as the painting would. But for things like these, painting food, I would say the sketch takes maybe a third of the time that a painting would. So I worked on the sketch for about, I'd say 8 to 10 minutes. And the whole painting itself will probably take me, I'd say 30 minutes. So
All right, so she is working on the coffee cup now, but let me ask you, what is your go-to everyday kind of breakfast routine? What does that look like?
okay, well, every day I get up, I make my coffee, and I usually have
Creamer in it.
Yes, of course. Chobani. I should be sponsored by Chobani. I love vanilla Chobani or whatever flavor they have. And then I have egg and toast. So just have whatever bread I've got. So sometimes I do whole wheat, sometimes I do an English muffin. So just any type of bread. And then 1 egg on the stove. And a bonus, if we have salsa, I like to put salsa on top of the egg.
All right, you are adding up your final touches. What is your favorite part about this painting? What kind of made it stand out, or what was your favorite thing to paint?
I think for this one, I like painting the coffee the best. I don't know. I just love the look of the fade of the brown in the coffee. I don't know. Mugs are always a little hard for me to paint, but I'm happy with how this one turned out. It always helps to have part of the mug covered by something, so I have the muffin a little bit in front of the mug, and it just helps when you don't have to worry about it being too symmetrical. We're gonna go get this to the owner. Oh, no worries. I usually go to coffee shops and I paint something of it and then gift it to the owner. But thank you.
I love it. Do you mind if we display it?
Oh my gosh, yeah, of course.
I love it so
Yeah.
much. I'm so excited. I'll leave it on his desk and I'm sure.
Oh. That's always my favorite part. Now I'm gonna go dump my water in the sink, and then we're gonna go home, eat a little bit of lunch, and then do one final painting at this new mango place that I'm so excited to go. We're back. We're on our way to our third location. It's called Hi Mango. Like I said, it just opened a few weeks ago, and I've been dying to try it. So this one, we're gonna do a little timing me. I usually take about 30, maybe 40 minutes sometimes for these paintings. So my goal is to do it under 25 minutes because I want to eat it while it's still cold. So yeah, we're gonna see how fast I can do this one. But we did do a little outfit change because yeah, we just went home for lunch, and since we're batching content, I want to make sure I'm wearing different outfits, and it doesn't really matter that much. Okay, Sub's been interviewing me with questions, so I'm going to interview him. What is your favorite thing about being an artist assistant?
Favorite thing about being an artist assistant? It's cool to see return customers. I really like how Emily's made a lot of connections through social media, through YouTube, Instagram, and all that. See customers come back, or new customers come and meet her for the first time. That's been really cool to see. It's cool to see kind of different artwork she brings to fairs, and kind of artwork that I like that then gets sold and are no longer in her house. So that's kind of sad, but also kind of cool to see them go to their house or a new home. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I'd say that's probably my favorite stuff.
Yes, we have a revolving amount of artwork going through our house. I usually, whenever I create a piece, I hang it in our house, especially my favorite ones, and then I'll bring them to art fairs, and then sometimes they sell and we no longer have it in our home, and I need to make a new one for our home. So it's kind of like a revolving gallery. Okay, we just arrived to Hi Mango. Obviously, it used to be an old Wendy's, but I think they did a good job revamping it. So let's go see the inside. I saw pictures and it looks so cute. I think that one's pretty, because then that one's got a little red in it. These ones would probably melt way too fast. I'm going to get the mango and strawberry, the A2 mango and strawberry juice. Look how pretty they are. Okay, so since this is a cold dessert, we are going to time myself, and I would like to do this under 25 minutes. So it is 2:33, let's go.
All right, so you may be wondering, what do I do as Emily does her painting? That's a great question. Since today I'm off work, don't have anything work related. I work for I'm a product manager for an IT company that does software for pharmaceutical companies. So that's kind of my day job, night, just helping her in the background. But right now, first, make sure that she has all of her videos. So I'm doing a reel form on our iPhone, and then we have a vlog camera, an Osmos Pocket. So that's what we use to do to video capture it, and we'll put a link in the description. Otherwise, I usually am just looking at my computer, trying to finalize numbers or business stuff that needs to get done, taxes, all that kind of fun stuff that she doesn't have to mess with.
Spilled water all over the table. It is now 2:39. I am done with the sketch and I'm getting ready to paint. I think that's the fastest I've ever sketched, so proud of that. Let's see how fast we can paint. Okay, it is 2:50 now, and so I'm working on this for 15 minutes. So let's see if I can finish it in 10 more minutes. I don't know, that might be pushing it. But we have kind of a base layer over most of it, but still got a little bit to go.
All right, 2:55. How's it going?
It's been 20 minutes, so technically I've got 5 more minutes, but this is where I'm at so far. I've still got some more touching up to do, so we'll see what I can do in 5 minutes, but I might go over. It's 3:02, so I was off by 2 minutes. But here is the final painting. I think it looks really cute, and I loved doing the blending of colors in this one. So good. Oh wow. I love mango, and I also love strawberry, so mango and strawberry together. So good.
This reminds me a lot of Malaysia and the little restaurant we went to in what was that mall called?
Wanutama.
Wanutama. Yeah.
Okay, so as you can see, we devoured the dish and it was incredible. So let's go ahead and gift it to the owner. Hopefully the owner's here. If not, I'm just gonna give it to a worker. Well, they're busy. You know what? This is good. I do not want this place to go out of business. So I am thankful for this crowd. Did this painting of them, and I was wanting to.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. This is wonderful.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank
You're welcome. So we are done at Hi Mango. It was everything I expected. So good. So we are gonna do one more bonus location since we are up north, a little bit more north from where we live. We're like, oh, let's just take advantage of being up here and go to a park. So I'm just gonna go paint at a park and we'll get some video of that, but it's been a fun day so far. Okay, so we are at a park. Well, actually, we're just on the Monong Trail. And I don't really know where we're going because we haven't really been in this area, but we're just gonna try to find a cute place where I can sit down and paint. So stay tuned if we find a place. Good news, we found a beautiful place to paint. It is this lake or pond or whatever. The only problem is there are no benches. So we're just gonna either sit on the ground or I'm gonna just stand and paint. But I'm excited to paint this little lake. Also, it said no fishing, and they're clearly fishing. Luckily today the sky isn't too cloudy, and so the lighting or the sky I don't think it'll change very much, but normally when it's a cloudy sky, can't really capture. I have a hard time capturing that because they're always changing. Is that a turtle? Okay, I am working on the trees now. I got most of my water done. I might revisit that in a bit, but right now I'm just trying to mix up the coloring of the background, the trees in the far back, to make sure those are right before laying it on. Thanks for holding my palette. My butt went numb. That's how it looks so far. Final reveal, I am done with the painting. And I thought it turned out really cute for just a quick sketch and nowhere to sit. So we're gonna pack up and get going, or maybe enjoy a little bit of a walk before we go, and then we're gonna go home. until we paint again next time.